Okay, we're live. Here with Coach Hines, Bedford Bulldogs in the fabulous Gill Stadium in Manchester, New Hampshire. Coach, welcome to Friday Night Football.
Glad to be here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Here with Castle Hill Media Sports. We talked a little bit last year. You guys were 7-1. Central came into the Bulldogs Stadium, sort of ran over you guys a little bit, dropped you to 72, and unbelievably knocked you out of the playoffs. Is there any redemption here tonight?
Well, that's our goal. That's our goal, absolutely. You know, and a lot of people past the season have asked if it was revenge against Portsmouth from the Division III state championship, revenge against Winnicott from the Division II. It's really not revenge. It's not about them. It's about what we're trying to achieve as a team. So it's redemption is the perfect word for it. That's our goal.
In 8-0, talk to me about the health of the team. You had some injuries early on. Some of those guys are back. Tommy O'Rourke is back, I believe. What's the health of the team today?
Yeah, we're okay. It's been a tough season across the board. You know, Mike Collins broke his leg in a practice after the first game. As you mentioned, Tommy O'Rourke was out for the first 4 games. We've got 4 starters out tonight. One with 2 with concussions and 2 just sicknesses. But we've proven all year, and I told the guys this today during the walkthrough, that we've continued to rise to the occasion. And you know, when kids are injured, we have the depth, and kids have proven that they want to fight for a starting position.
8-0, you wrapped up a playoff spot last week. This game really doesn't mean anything from a playoff point of view, but it means a lot in pride. Are you going to play some kids tonight that didn't get some time, or are the starters going out and putting the pedal down?
This game means everything to us. You know, last week we were fortunate in the Dover game to get a lot of the seniors and a lot of underclassmen as well, a lot of playing time. We were actually fortunate the entire fourth quarter last week to get a freshman quarterback in. This game means everything to us. We told the guys as of last Saturday, this is a playoff game for us. Even though they don't have the same implications, that's how we're treating it.
And then next week, I believe it's next week, it could be the following week, but I think it's next week the playoffs start.
It's next week.
It's either going to be Concord or Memorial.
Correct.
And you played both. Memorial was the first game of the season, kind of a sloppy win. You won, but it was kind of sloppy. And then Concord came into town a few weeks ago, and you took care of business in a phenomenal game. Who do you want to see next week?
You know, to be honest with you, my gut says Memorial. It was a sloppy game for us, as you mentioned. It was a slow, sluggish start. Our tempo wasn't there. Our rhythm wasn't there. They've gotten a lot better, but so have we. Then again, if we see Concord, we'll be ready for them. You know, either way, Concord or Memorial, we know we'll be in for a fight.
Yeah, that Concord game, I called it the game of 2 halves. In the first half, you guys were real lethargic. Concord really put it to you in the second half. You turned it around, and then in overtime, what a thrilling finish to pull out that win.
Yeah, that you know, the Concord game, the Goffstown game, and the Exeter game were all games where your heart was in your throat for the entire game. And that's what football is all about. You know, the game last week with Dover, it's good to have one of those, maybe one every 3 years, if that. But this game tonight will be the same thing. It's going to be a game that's going to be a street fight, and that's what you coach for.
And last year, you had a senior by the name of Keelan McCool who graduated and went on to UNH. He was your kicker. You got this kid now. He's a sophomore. I was floored when I found out he was a sophomore. This kid's got a leg.
Yeah, Cooper Doucette is just as good of a kid as he is a kicker, and he's a hell of a kicker. So he's been a blessing to the program. He's very teachable. He works hard, and as we've seen all year, it's been the difference in some games.
Yeah. Well, this is great. You're in Gill Stadium. It was Textile Stadium. It was built when the mills were around, so there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of ghosts from Central teams past, but we're hoping the Bulldogs go to 9-0 and make this thing a great season.
It'll be a great game. I'm not putting anything into the Halloween or the ghosts, so we're ready for it.
Happy Halloween and good luck tonight, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good seeing you again.
Same here.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Nice job. Castle Hill Sports with Coach Ryan Ray at Gill Stadium. Coach, Friday night football doesn't get any better than this, does it?
No, it's awesome. This is the best time of the year, and it's a great night tonight, our last senior night for a bunch of great guys. Friday night at Gill, no place I'd rather be.
So last year, let's go back a little bit. You came into Bulldogs Stadium. You were the underdogs. Bedford 7-1, rolling along to a playoff. You ran over them and knocked them out of the playoffs. This year's a little different. They're undefeated. How sweet would it be to knock them off that undefeated throne?
Well, that's certainly not a goal. The goal is to make sure we can get win number 4 for our seniors and send them out the way we want to send them out. So you play the schedule the way it comes out, and the way it just came out again was we get to play Bedford last game of the year, and they're a great program. So we're certainly going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play a great game even to compete with them. So our goal is to knock them off. But records aside, it's just another great time to be out here and play football.
So you started off the season a little sluggish. You dropped your first 5, but you've won your last 3, and you told me the quarterback change was a difference. Talk to us about number 15.
Number 15, Jake Stanko. He's a junior quarterback, and he's done a great job since he's made the move to quarterback 3 weeks ago. So the whole team's been getting healthier. The whole team's been working hard. So he's just one part of it, and we've been getting better each and every week. And
the other significance, which I just found out tonight, you win, you're in the Turkey Bowl. Another huge accomplishment for a Central program.
On a normal year, it's not really that big of an accomplishment. On a normal year, we compete pretty well each and every week. But for a team that lost its first 5 games, you're 0-5. You're on life support for everything. So, it's a great credit to our kids. It's a great credit to the rest of the coaching staff who kept working hard each and every week at 0-5 to be able to fight back, come back with 3 wins in a row, and put ourselves on the cusp of getting in on the Thanksgiving game, which is a great tradition.
And talk to us about the seniors. Some of these kids are never going to put on pads, possibly, right. Hopefully they will in the Turkey Bowl. How significant it is for a senior who's been with you for 4 years to possibly play their last game?
There's a lot of tears shed in that last game. Good tears, bad tears, a lot of tears shed. So we certainly hope tonight's not our last game.
And on the other side of the ball, you're going to face a kid who's very, very familiar with the name Valis in the city of Manchester. Mike Valis, the senior, Mr. Everything. I think last week they started him at wide receiver, put him back into quarterback. He's on both sides of the ball. What do you got to do to stop a kid like Valis?
I have no idea. He's probably the best football playing athlete in the state. There might be better football players. I don't know. I don't want to disrespect anyone else. But when I watch Bedford film and I see number 1, everything he does on both sides of the ball, he's just flying around. He's making plays. You can't tackle him one-on-one. You hope that you can bottle him up and get a bunch of guys around him. So he's as dangerous as anybody comes. So, we've got a big test trying to contain him tonight.
And if I do my math right, it was 2006 when you took over the head coaching job here at Central. Where's the time gone?
It's flown by. I can't believe it's been that long. 2006, huh? What is it now, 2014?
14, yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. I think that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
It's flown by. But, we have a lot of fun over here. We try to work hard and make sure we give the kids the best opportunity to have some fun.
And then year after year, the Turkey Bowl, always a tradition. That's when the guys come back who have played, who wore the green, they come back. Talk to us a little bit about Central pride.
Central Pride's amazing. You do. On Thanksgiving morning, and again, as I said, we've made a tradition out of being in the game, so hopefully we can be in it again this year and take care of business tonight. But Central Pride is amazing. You come here early in the morning, guys are out in the parking lot cooking eggs and eating bacon, and you just see generations of Central football players coming back. They can't wait to see that game. They can't wait to see what the 2014 product looks like, and who's wearing their number, and come and give a bunch of hugs to the coaches and principals and vice principals that were here to help them through their time at Central. So Central's an amazing place, and the pride is strong here.
And one of the guys, I have to mention it because I happened to interview this guy, a World War II guy, 93. Paul Bovier passed away recently. Yeah. He was really talk about a booster in green and a little green. Paul died recently, yeah. And a World War II guy, greatest generation, part of a artillery group that landed in Normandy 2 days after the landing, and lived a great life and just passed. Paul Bovey, your thoughts on Paul?
Paul was an awesome human being. He was a great man, and he was definitely a big part of our program. The times when I was an assistant coach here, and even when I was a head coach when I first took over, he was always here. He was always trying to help the kids out. He's buying them stuff, food, snacks during double sessions. He would always say, "Coach, what do you need? Let me go out and get you something." He loved Central football, and he'll be definitely missed sorely.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank Coach Ryan Ray. Castle Hill Sports. Mike Robinson here at Gill Stadium. Friday Night Football, Halloween. Some spooky things might happen, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely tonight. Look forward to it.
Good. Thanks, Coach, and good luck. Good seeing you again.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank
Happy
you.
Halloween.
Thank you.
He's a good guy. Yeah, oh yeah.
I've done quite a few until this year. I haven't done one since January. Don Eric O'Neill, who works directly for the station.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
7-0 winning there. Fair weather, 50-ish, 7-0 Lancers. 7 o'clock Saturday at 7:05. Boy, one that you knew everything.
Got his team on the podium. It's okay, it's still going. All right, here we are. We're back. Trish, Coach
Mike.
Trisciani, we are here. You're watching live coverage of the Bedford 8-0 Bedford Bulldogs versus the 3-5 Manchester Central football coming from Gill Stadium Halloween night. This is brought to you live, streaming live, Castle Hill Sports, specializing in athletic recruiting videos. Visit YouTube channel or Google Castle Hill Sports on YouTube or Courier M at EROLS.com. Mike Courier doing the camera and all the technical work for us tonight and providing myself. I'm Mike Robinson along with Coach Trisciani, ready for the kickoff. Here we go, Coach. Big night tonight.
Let's get ready to rumble. We've got a big one here at Gill tonight.
Bedford kicking off from our left to our right, goes into the end zone. That's Cooper Annable, 83. Sophomore with a leg coach. This kid can boom it.
Yeah, always nice when you can kick it in the end zone or out of it. You don't have to worry about a return. It's a big plus in any level of football.
The other thing about this kid is the playoffs come along, if it gets down to a field goal and they're within some range. He's gonna. The Coach Hines will put him out there to kick it through the uprights. So Central's going to come out led by number 15, Jacob Stanko, a junior who started the last 3 games. Fake, fires over the middle, hits his guy for positive yards. They're going to move the sticks on that, Coach.
Yeah, Central came out I formation, I right. Hit, we're not at the greatest vantage point for this. Jason Lamb, number 2, junior wide receiver. Close to a first down. It'll be second. Oh, it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, they moved the sticks on that one. The first down play. Back again, the pass. Ray's putting the ball up early. Spoke to Coach Ryan Ray prior to the game. He talked about the significance of this game. Central wins and they play in the famed Turkey Bowl. Central loses and they go home. So.
Yeah, this is a big one for Central.
All right, Central breaks out 2nd and 10. Jacob under center, calling it. Pitch to the left, breaks the corner, hits the corner. That's number 6, Lopez, J.J. Lopez. They're not going to touch him. He's going in.
Got all the way across field. J.J. Lopez has come on strong running the football this year for Central.
That was a nice 70-yard scamper to the left-hand side. Once he beat that corner, up he went. How important is it to contain that corner, Coach?
Well, it's always important in football to have someone setting the edge in the run game. And Lopez popped it out, then cut all the way across the Gill Stadium turf to bring it in for 6. Lopez is a guy who hasn't played much in the backfield. Was not a heavy contributor in the Central backfield last year. This has been his year, his senior year.
That one's up and good. So Central early stings Bedford on a 70-yard sweep to the left-hand side. Extra point puts Central up 7-0. Bedford with a undefeated season on the line, and Central trying to scrap for a Turkey Bowl appearance in their 4th straight.
Tough to pick up these Central silver numbers on the green. I'm not sure who that was that kicked that extra point.
Who's kicking off? Is that number 8?
8 is Zach Elliott.
Sophomore kicker, so that's him. So it was Zach Elliott. They got him listed in the program as a kicker, so that was Zach kicking it through for that 7-0 lead. A little bit of a pop-up. Fielded at the 17-yard line, right up the gut. Bedford responding.
That's number 5, Austin Dianju. I don't know how I'm doing on that pronunciation.
Yeah, it's good enough for me, Coach.
But he had a lane and he popped it. Nice little run back. Set up Bedford 1st and 10.
Rated
on about the Central 33.
Yeah, right into Central territory. That hurt. You know, Central went down and stuck it in the end zone on a 70-yard run. You know, a football team does not want that to happen. Bedford now knocking on the door here. 11:10 to go in the first quarter.
Bedford comes out. Twins to the left, 2 backs. Hand off to Cashin.
Colin Cashin, senior running back, linebacker, 5'6", 150. This kid can motor. You give him a hole and he's going to hit it. Got a flag on the field, Coach. Against Central. They're going to move the sticks. And it's not a 5. It's a going to be a 10. Actually, it's going to be a 15-yard. That was a big one. Personal foul.
Personal foul. And that's something that's plagued Central. is the 15-yard personal fouls.
Makes the hair fall out in the coaching staff. Bayless in the shotgun. Keeps it. A little shifty, but center. I mean, he may have coughed it up. Ball's on the ground. So Bayless came to the right, tried shifting it back, did a little dipsy-do. Central's got the ball. Yeah, so not unusual to see Bayless fake the pitch and tuck it upfield and run. This time didn't protect the ball, and Central got a turnover. Big turnover because Bedford was knocking on the 11-yard line at that point, ready to go in. So big turnaround, Coach.
Recovered by number 14, Dylan Lindegren, a junior defensive back for the Green.
I know you said earlier you haven't seen this squad since the Jamboree. Is this a young Central program, Coach?
I think it's a mix. We'll take a closer look at it. It's got a sophomore quarterback, senior tailback.
I didn't get the name on that one. Nice pitch to the pass to the right-hand side.
Yeah, that was Jason Lamb again, I believe, number 2.
I like this this junior quarterback that Central has. 15, big, strong kid, Jacob Stanko, winner of his last 3 games. Central's on a winning streak since he's been switched over to quarterback. Right up the gut, fullback, 3 or 4 positive yards. Good mix of pass and run, keeping Bedford off balance at this point.
That's fullback George Gomez up the middle. Gomez has been here for a few years, lugging the pigskin at fullback in the Central backfield. No, thus far we're seeing classic Central, I formation, I pro, I twins. Bedford's in their customary 4-4 defense. Playing 3 deep zone against the Green.
Going deep, throwing it up. That could be a flag. Now, little bump at the end, not enough to pull the yellow flag out, and it might have been out of bounds, but here it is, Jacob Stanko showing that he can air the ball down the field, Coach.
Absolutely. Threw a little error on that one. That one was thrown number 7, Nate Galamo, senior wide receiver. Played a lot of football here over the years for the Green, but Stanko threw it out of bounds, so he didn't have any shot at it.
Quick throw to the right-hand side.
Little hitch to the top of your screen, complete.
Just short of the first down marker. It's going to be 4th and 1, less than 1 on the 43-yard line Central side. Is this Coach looks like he's going for it. Not unusual for Ryan Ray to go for it on 4th down, wherever the ball is.
Could see a long count, could see a hide count, trying to get Bedford to jump the count and come over the ball. Central comes out, power I formation.
No, they
gives
got
it to the tailback. Did not get it.
Not a huge fan of that play when you need less than a yard. You know, you got a big, strong quarterback. Quarterback sneak works. That has to develop in the backfield, and it has to get some momentum going forward, and Bedford stuffed it.
Yeah, but people who are looking to run the power I like that are throwing in 2 blocking fullbacks and a big, strong offensive line, and the coach is expecting these guys to throw a block, not get tackled in the backfield.
Coaches always expect their guys to throw blocks.
Sure. We'll start off on the Central 41 here.
Snap, Bayless back, looking for 14 down, and missed a wide open 14. That was
Nick Leahy,
yep,
sophomore. He was wide open on the go route down the sideline.
5'10", 170. No one around Nick, and Bayless just overthrew him. That would have been 7 for Bedford, but
yeah, blown coverage by the Green.
Second and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line. Again,
trips to the bottom of the screen. Sabati, 12, is the #1 receiver in the trips. I've seen him catch the ball. Bayless gives you a little flash of the pass and just takes off down the field.
I'll tell you, the one thing about having a quarterback like Mike Bayless is that when he sees an opening, he's tucking it and he's running. And you just saw an example of that, positive 9 yards moving the ball upfield. What a weapon.
Hey, you're third and about 1. Yeah. Well, like we said in the pregame, or like I said in the pregame, you can never have enough Baylesses on your team.
Good point.
Bedford comes out in the spread, twins to the bottom of the screen. Sabati, I can't see who the slot receiver is.
Bayless once again on a quarterback keep. They had guys slotted out, but that was a run play all the way. Got enough for a first down, then moving the sticks. Going to be on the 32-yard line. .7:41 to go in the first quarter. Bayless under center. Double slots left and right. Single runner in the backfield. Hands off to 26. Colin Cashin, and he's stopped at the line. Bedford.
Cashin had nothing there. Number 1, Michael Hugel in on the play for Central. That'll make it 2nd and 11.
7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Shotgun, motion coming at you. Tyler Larson.
Gave you a little speed sweep look out of that spread shotgun formation, but Central did a nice job containing it on the edge.
Well, if you got the speed and you can spread them out like they did, that's no positive. There's no yards positive there, Coach. They're going to just stop that. If you can move with them, you're going to stop them.
Yeah, the only way it works is if you get the corner, somebody seals it off, and you get north-south. You don't get a lot of credit for going east-west.
No.
Bedford and trips to the field.
Bayless moving. This is what he does. He's dangerous. Look at this.
Bayless with the leap of the Central defender. The flag may be on the hurdle. Under Federation rules, I think what we're going to see here is you cannot hurdle a defender. Put in as a safety type rule.
Well,
I think that's what you're going to see here. I'm not positive, but both flags are right in that area. Kurt Hines is down talking to the official.
Flag or no flag, but when we see the replay on that, and you won't see it tonight for the people that were streaming live, but when we put this on back in the studio, you'll see a replay on that. Nifty little hurdle by Bayless, and that's
the call.
That's the call.
Kurt Hines is on the field about 10 yards, but he's coming back now. Just a little discussion with the white hat.
Unsportsmanlike, what do you call that, Coach?
I don't
Illegal hurdle?
I don't know what they're calling it.
And that's, yeah. I think the other thing he did when you see it on replay, he stepped on the kid's helmet. Stepping on his helmet might be the flag. There we go. 3rd down, balls on the 34-yard line. Bayless. Now they caught him on this one.
Oh, haven't got him yet.
Downfield, and what a great defensive play. And that's trying to get...
Still off the hands of 12, Tyler Sabati. He got his hands on it.
Yeah. Sabati, yep. Good call, Coach. You know, Vales was in the backfield in that one, got in a little trouble, went left and was able to break and then toss the ball down the right-hand side. This knocked away. 4th down, 15 to go, 34-yard line. Bayless in the shotgun. Downfield, and that's going to be picked.
Throw it into coverage.
Yep.
Picked by number 9, Gino Otero, who should have just knocked the ball down on 4th down.
Well,
which makes quite a change in yards on
Yeah.
beginning of this Central possession.
Yeah,
All he had to do was knock it down, but
knock it down. He's on the 34-yard line. Instead, they're on the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think that's taught when you're a D-back in high school and it might be your last game. I'm not sure if this kid's a senior or not, but he sees that ball coming. He's thinking stats and an interception. But
yeah, and a lot of times, you know, the coaches try to tell him, hey, check the sticks, check the downs, but he probably wasn't aware it was 4th down or spaced it.
yeah. Central right up the gut.
Lopez up the middle for the green.
5:20 to go in the first quarter. Central moving from our right to left.
2nd and 6 or 7. I formation. Lopez again. He's got nothing. That Bedford defense is swarming.
We talked ahead of time or pregame the Bedford D. You got Bobby Heald in there, Ryan Bells, Eric Glassman is 90, Ryan Bells 75, Bobby Heald 72, Tommy O'Rourke 52, inside linebacker with Dan Flynn. These guys are loads.
Glassman got off the bottom of the pile on that one. They get credit for that tackle. The right defensive end, big number 90.
Little quick toss off to the right-hand side, top of the screen. And looks like they got
enough. That was Nate Guillermo.
Yeah, enough for a first.
Reception.
Beautiful throw by number 15, Jacob Stanko, to move the sticks. Strong arm, big kid.
Stanko's come out throwing the ball well. Did not start the season at quarterback, but it's my understanding he's been the quarterback in the last 3 wins.
Big kid. They had him in back again to throw down into coverage. He's going to want to see that one again. He's seeing that one in his dream. Is that that's Mike? That's Mike Valis.
That's Mike Valis. He was trying to hit Nathan Guillermo in double coverage and just threw the thing up there. Valis dropped it.
Talking to the Central coaching staff, and I asked them where this kid was in the beginning, coach, and they said with his size, they had him at tackle, they had him at end. They were trying to figure out where to put him because of his size and his speed, but looks like quarterback's the position.
Yeah, that's what I always told my high school coach. I should have been the quarterback. Lopez again, not much there.
And that was because of your brains, coach, quarterbacking?
I think so. Actually, that was Jaquil Holmes. 22 on that carry. Another senior tailback for the green.
3rd and 8, 3:28 to go in the first quarter.
We can expect this to be a passing down, Mike. Coach Ray definitely has proven to us already he's willing to put the ball up in the air against this Bedford defense tonight.
And he's had success to the right-hand side, so it's single coverage over there.
3rd and 8, they're in man
go,
coverage.
and they got him. Oh, great.
Pressure in the backfield.
75.
75 for Bedford.
Ryan Belt, senior, 6'4", 190. He was in the backfield along with the quarterback at the same time. So that was a missed block, and they dropped him for a big loss. Now Central's going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, great pass rush by Ryan Bells.
They were going one-on-one down the field. He was going to look deep on that one.
Central manned up, played some man coverage and brought the pressure, and they got to Stanko.
Punt, taking a Central bounce. Gotta stay away from that. Central boys are letting it roll down to the 49-yard line. So Bedford's going to take over 1st and 10. 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Bedford with Central with a 7-0 lead over Bedford here at Gill Stadium. Mike Robinson along with Coach John Trisciani.
Bedford again with great field position here. Trips to the top of your screen.
Quick
Bayless, little bubble Little bubble screen out there to 14, Nick Leahy. Lost yardage.
It was, you know, it's funny. The Central guys were out there and they were being blocked, and they didn't hold his block and threw it right into where the blocker was, and all he did was wrap him up and drop him for a loss. 10-yard loss, looks like.
We may see Bedford look to run the football here a little more pretty soon. They've got Sean Tierney, who was in the backfield earlier in the two-back sets. Isvail is taken off on a sweep with a couple lead blockers.
Well, he made up the 10 yards he lost on the play before, but that just gets him back to the original line of scrimmage, and we got third now and probably 11 to 12. At the 49-yard line of Bedford. Almost midfield.
After the first series, I think Bedford's been in the one-back set. Now they're coming back with Tierney 45 as more of an up back with Cashin behind him.
Here we go. Oh, he tripped.
Stretch play to Cashin, trying to work left. Cashin tripped up, but I mean, plenty of green defenders right there, even if he hadn't tripped.
Yeah. So Bedford's going to kick it away with, by the time Central gets the ball, it's going to be under 30 seconds in the first quarter.
Cashin's a speed back, Mike. I saw him play against Goffstown. I think he's a prime example of it. It's not the size of the cat, it's the size of the heart in the cat. Not a big kid, but he can run, and he is a tough guy.
It is all about heart. I totally agree.
Both sides of the ball. I enjoy watching Cashin play.
Trying to dipsy-do back there, going nowhere. Now everyone's, you know, you start going left and right and shifting left and right and trying to work your way through. The whole theory there is get the ball, go north and south.
Yeah. North and south is where you pick up the yards. Great coverage by Bedford, the punt team.
So Central's going to take over on the 18-yard line. It is 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Central holding on to that 7-zip lead.
And nobody's really moving the ball consistently after that first 70-yard touchdown run. Both defensive fronts are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Here we go to the right-hand side once again. Positive yards, drops it, recovered, took a Central bounce right into a Central player right there, and he grabbed another 3 yards. That should end the quarter once they wind that clock.
I'm not sure who was in on that play, but you know, Bedford's playing zone. They're letting them catch the short ball and reacting to it from there. 3 guys had them pinned in. I mean, it's exactly the way you draw it up, the way you want to defend that stuff. Central was fortunate that they were able to recover that.
So the first quarter is in the history books with Central holding on to a 7-0 lead with, and we're going to take a quick break here while we do a battery swap out. So we're going to go offline and we'll be right back. Central's playing like they want to play more football.
Yeah.
Oh, you good? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we can just keep, because you're doing this on internally as well. We're back. It's kicking off the beginning of the second quarter. Watching live coverage of the Bedford Bulldogs visiting Gill Stadium, historic Gill Stadium, with their facing Manchester Central. Brought to you by Castle Hill Sports, specializing in athletic recruiting videos. Mike Robinson with John Trisciani to kick it off. Up the gut, found a seam. 5 or 6 yards on that one, Coach.
Yeah, just an isolation play following his fullback up in there.
That's Lopez again with the carry.
Yeah, number 6, J.J. Lopez. So far, we've seen Lopez at tailback. We've seen 22, Jaquil Holmes at tailback for the Green. Offset eye.
That was stopped in the backfield. That looks like that's 81.
81.
For Bedford is Benjamin Miller, Jr., 6'2", 170. He was in the backfield with the central fullback and dropped him.
Yeah, Ben got himself a TFL. Tackle for loss. Big defensive play.
3rd and 6 on the 41-yard line. Incomplete, back to throw, tried to get one off on the top left-hand side and incomplete, and the ball's going to be punted back to Bedford. So it's been going back and forth, Coach.
Yeah, Stanko to Otero, and Otero just couldn't hold on. Let's see if Bedford comes after this one. They're setting up the return.
Nice kick. That was
fair catch by Mike Valis.
Mike Valis. Boy, does he sell popcorn as well, Coach? He's on offense. He's on defense. He's fielding punts. He's.
They weren't able to block the gunner on the bottom of your screen, the wide guy on the punting team whose job is to get down there on the ball. Had they been able to block him, we might have seen Valis cut loose. But nice job fair catching it. Bedford out in the 2-by-2 set. Cash and Valis at quarterback.
Snap. That's cashing for no gain. .10:35 to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Central High School on a nice, crisp night for football here with Coach Trisciani.
Bedford's in the spread, but they're not in any kind of hurry up. Valis comes off every play to get the play from Coach Hines.
Valis with the fake, tried looking downfield, and he quickly gets smothered.
Yeah,
so
just nothing there.
So you're Ryan Ray. You're trying to defend against Valis. You're reading the. What do you do to stop a kid like this, Coach, if you're defending against them? What are you trying to do?
Well, I think just what they're doing. They're holding him in check. They're in a controlled pass rush. And you need to contain pass rush him. Everybody needs to stay in their lanes. As soon as you leave him any kind of opening, he's going to take off and go.
Direct snap to Valis. Fake to Cashin. Rolls out, fires to the sideline, and that's a nice catch.
That's a catch. 21, Tom Reynolds, Jr.
Tom Reynolds, nice catch on a sideline and knew where he was to keep his feet in bounds and move the sticks. Nice pass by Valis. Nice catch.
They did a nice job chasing Valis out of the pocket, but he was able to hit his receiver right on the sideline.
So that moves the ball to the 31-yard line, moving the sticks. First down, Bedford, 9:23 to go till half. Quick hit in the middle. I think that was Cashin. 1, maybe 2 yards.
We got a little score action coming from that big Londonderry-Salem game tonight. It's 15-7 Salem. Londonderry took a quick 7-0 lead within the first few minutes, and Salem's now scored 15 unanswered points.
And that's in Salem or in Londonderry, Coach?
That's in Salem at Grant Field.
Yeah. Thanks for that update. We'll be giving you other updates as the night goes on. Big ramifications on that game. Rolling to the right, looking downfield, now coming back to the left. And this is what Valis does. And then chucks it downfield into some coverage, and that's picked off. That's the second pickoff. Now, what happened on that one, that was, I think, 23. The Bedford offensive player then had to, 25, excuse me, had to turn into a defensive player. and didn't quite get to him, and Central picks it off for the second interception of Valus of the night.
Yeah, that was picked off by junior Nick Tyler, number 27 of the well-known Tyler family from the south end of Manchester. Nick's a heck of an athlete, baseball player, football player, and Valus didn't set his feet on that, threw it up for grabs into double coverage. Again, tough to contain, but they contained him somewhat. Mike Valus is, the thing I like about Mike Valus is if something bad happens, it's next play. He never hangs his head. He's the first guy you're going to pick in the backyard game. And you can contain him for a while, but you won't be containing him all night, is my opinion.
Good observation. Plus, he plays on the defensive side of the ball in the D-back position, so he's out there. Doesn't come off the field, as we like to say.
Yeah, and he is a hitter.
Up the middle, big hole, got a flag. That's why there was a big hole. That's going to come back because that flag went right into the line where usually you get a hold, Coach.
Yeah, that's in the holding ballpark. Colin Cashin in on the tackle. I had never seen Cashin play. I was at the Goffstown game, and I figured out his name's Cashin, and I said to the guy next to me, I said, which Cashin does he go with? What family is he from? Cashin, well-known name, and I learned that it's Billy Cashin is his dad. Kind of looks a little bit like his father, but a little tougher than when his father played.
He probably got all his athletic ability from his mother too.
Next generation, they always get tougher. I know all my kids are tougher than me, including my daughter.
So true.
I knew we were going to be in for a game, and it looks like I was right.
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way. You got another flag over here. And
that could be in the holding ballpark too, Mike. Hate to guess, but I've seen a lot of flags in my 35 years of coaching.
Well, when the white hat throws it, he's got the best position because he's right behind the quarterback when that play develops, and he sees everything in front of him. And he's calling, now looks like a little motion call there, Coach.
I think so. He's got his back to us.
But
that's a late flag for motion, but that is the call.
Yeah, and that's going to go back 5 yards.
They also may not have had 7 guys on the line of scrimmage, so it doesn't just have to be.
There you go. That's why we love having Coach Trish here in the booth and the sidelines. A wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, if we can't tell you what's going on, we can make something up.
Doesn't hurt.
2nd and 21 for the green. They're going trips at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to say this is a throwing down, Mike. Screen.
Yeah. Had a little discussion there in the line, trying to set where the. See, they're still looking to get 5 yards out of that. They didn't take the penalty, and now they're going to take it, push them back 5 yards. Coaching staff on the Bedford side reminded the stripe guys out there they got to tack 5 yards on that penalty.
Yeah. Central coming out a little sloppy tonight in the penalty department. Another guy that's a great story for Bedford is Tommy O'Rourke, the linebacker guard who came back from a broken jaw. And one of the top linebackers, as far as I'm concerned, in Division I in New Hampshire.
I think the famous family there from Central is the Kelly family. The mom.
Yeah, he's half Kelly, half O'Rourke. So.
And great athletes on that side of the family. So Tommy, I remember watching him last year as a junior. And I think he got an all-state nod. Phenomenal player, just hawking the ball all around the ball. And when I heard he broke his jaw in the beginning of the season for his
you figure he's out for the year, right?
Yeah, 5 games, and they put a titanium in there, and he's out there banging again. So tough kid with a broken jaw.
3rd and a mile, 3rd and 25.
Down the connects. Going to get some yards, no tackles, comes close.
Hey, hit Guillermo, but it's going to be short.
Yeah.
Bedford's doing a nice job with the pass rush, though. They're putting on the pressure. They're staying in their lanes, so Stanko's not. I don't believe he's a big running quarterback anyway. He likes to get in the pocket and throw, and he's doing a nice job. But Bedford is bringing the pressure.
We got somebody down, Bedford player down on the ground. I didn't get a chance to look at a number yet, but everyone's taking a knee. That's never good when you go down and gonna do a 10 to him. Manchester does a phenomenal job with their sideline personnel, the medical personnel, the trainers. It's come a long way since the early days of football. They got some.
I remember in the 70s we used to go in the broken down equipment kit and grab smelling salts out of there and service ourselves.
Smelling salts. And also, remember they used to have you take salt pills when you were dehydrated?
I remember when I was a water boy with the Manchester Vikings.
Yeah.
And everybody used to take their water out of one ladle. But I wasn't around for leather helmets, Mike.
Well, if you were, you'd have the scoop on that too, Coach, I'm sure. But let's talk about helmets. We got a little injury time out here. Concussions are a big thing today, Coach, and a lot of attention's being paid at the pros, down to the college, in the high school. What has the equipment done over the years to minimize the concussions?
Well, these kids are playing with state-of-the-art helmets, which is good. They're not the helmets we were playing in, the old suspension helmets. But at the same time, it keeps them safer and more secure, so they're more apt to throw their head in there a lot of times. You know, I think the big thing to work against concussions at any level of football is these kids to be taught, keep your head up, keep your eyes wide. Like I like to say, keep your eyes wide and violent, keep your head up.
Yeah.
Blocking, tackling, and in anything, and that's the best way you can avoid that type of thing.
That was Central back to punt. That was Bobby Heald who came off the field just then after being down. He's coming over to the bench. Coming off under his own power, looks a little shaken up, so maybe he took a shot. He's going to take some time. The trainer's on him now, so good to see Bobby Heald coming off the field.
And Central's doing a good job covering these punts, forcing Valus to fair catch. And Bedford's not doing a good job blocking the Gunners, who are the first guys down there to cover the punt.
Well, you don't want to give Valus too much room because he'll catch it and he's going to go.
Out come the Bulldogs, 2-by-2 set. Shotgun, one back, gash, and
got some movement on the line for Bedford. You in week 9, how much does it drive a coach crazy when the kids are jumping off the snap, Coach?
Well, you know, when I was last coaching high school, we didn't have very many offsides because we always went on one. And if we went on 2, somebody was going offsides, us or them. So it really didn't drive me crazy. Plus, my guys were trained like dogs. But, you know, modern day football, you get different snap counts,
hard
different
counts,
voice
soft counts,
offense,
sure.
all this stuff that these people do. So they have some issues like that.
7:08 to go. Bayless back, fires near side. Whoa! Well, that went right through the Bayless. Threw it through the defender's hands. That was 21 and number 3 for Central.
Tom Reynolds was the Bedford receiver. And Alex Revere was on the coverage for the green, number 3.
If we look at the replay on this, Alex had no one in front of him and might have been wide-eyed and that ball slipped through. Maybe he was running before he caught it.
It's about 2nd and 17. The scoreboard's off. Says 2nd and 21. And
here
goes Valus. Somebody almost got his shoelace, but they didn't. And he'll just get out of bounds, get himself a first down, and not get touched.
Nifty little run. And the Central kid came real close to giving him an extra push out of bounds, which would have given him another 15 yards, but he was smart and let him go. Nice tuck and go by Mike Valus. He's been doing it all year.
Yeah. A lot of teams in this spread run read option, where the quarterback will read the backside end, for example, and either hand off to the quarterback, to the running back, or keep the ball that way. But we're not seeing any of that out of Bedford.
Motion.
Here's a speed sweep.
Number 2.
Trying to get the edge.
Tyler
Larson couldn't get the edge, and that speed sweep. Thus far tonight, Bedford has not been able to get the edge and get that back north-south tonight. Bedford looks like, these are called run plays. Valus throwing the ball. Not a lot of option stuff in the spread attack, which you'll see out of some teams. I think he ran an option and kept it earlier, inside fake type option.
2nd and 12, 6:17 to go till half. Motion coming this way, fake. Velas keeps it, finds a hole. Look out, one move. See you later. You know, that was a nifty little, I always like looking upfield for flags. No flags, that's a touchdown. You saw him turn it on with about 20 yards to go and make some distance between the guy chasing him.
Yeah, and as I'm saying, it doesn't look like they're running option. He runs the speed sweep. He's reading a linebacker. If the linebacker sits, he hands it off on the speed sweep. If the linebacker, the inside backer goes, he runs it right where that guy would be. So you're getting a look at some spread option right there with Velas off the speed sweep fake. Not really a fake, it's actually an option.
Annable back for the extra point and sails through. So Bedford responds with 6:02 to go in the half to tie this game at 7 on a nifty Mike Velas run and extra point. So
if you're sitting at home wondering why are these guys talking about this guy Mike Velas, you just found out.
Yeah, on replay you'll see it now. He starts to the right, cuts back, does a nice job. That's the right before. We'll show that on replay for our folks when we run this next week. But nice job. 7-7, 6:02 to go here at Gill Stadium. Mike Robinson with Coach John Trisciani.
And we've got a new game here. I'll tell you, years ago, we wouldn't have been talking about, if somebody says we'll have a Bedford Central football game, we would have been laughing. Huh? The world changes. We've got a Bedford High School with a great football program, outstanding coaches, great support, and we've got Central High School, you know, long the pride of Manchester.
Long the pride. Central pride has been really the, after the 70s when Memorial dominated, Trinity played some good football, but typically it was Central year after year. But it's good to see this program, two great programs colliding here at historic Gill Stadium.
Yes.
And not to mention the football program. They got a beautiful stadium over there. When they built the high school, it was a high school with a junior high, with a first-class football stadium and track, and the Bedford athletic program is up and flying in the town, and they're doing well at many levels, many sports.
And a great concession stand over there at Bedford too.
One of the best.
Yeah, which is one of the top things I look for when I go to a high school game.
Me too. Back the throw, fires it, caught, nice. That's going to be a first down.
That's Stanko to Jason Lamb, number 2.
Oh, man, I think that was a bad spot there, Coach. I thought he was beyond the stick, but that's why we're up in the stands and they're down there making the big bucks.
These Central receivers are finding some open voids when Bedford's in the zone. Bedford's showing a lot of 3-deep zone, a little bit of man.
Snap, quick hitter, found a hole, first down.
Playing some 2-deep, cheating Velas up in there. The safety corners dropping off into 2-deep coverage.
We got a flag, and I'm not sure, but he may have submarined him on the tackle. Is that against the violation today, Coach?
No.
Submarining him, no?
No, but we did learn earlier that you can't hurdle a player.
You can't hurdle a player.
Especially when you go 5 feet in the air to hurdle him.
Which was a great hurdle by Mike Velas.
And I'm not a big fan of the anti-hurdle rule. I'd rather see him start calling holding when guys are holding guys. You know, everything's started to be geared towards the offense. NFL, college, high school they'll still call some holding penalties, but in college it's almost like it's legal. In the NFL, it's almost like it's legal. So there's my vote for let the hurdlers go and let's call some more holdings.
Well,
we just got a holding here.
And I think Bill Jennings.
Personal foul?
Bill Jennings was commenting on that hurdle, and that's also a baseball. Bill being a longtime official with the NHBUA, you can't hurdle a player in the field, and the same thing with football. Sometimes they're erring on the side of safety, and I see that, but in some situations it doesn't seem like it fits.
And in baseball, when you're hurdling, you might spike somebody in the head.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's a second Central personal foul, which isn't good for the green. Tough to pick up some of these signals because the referees he has his back
Yeah.
to us on the visitor side.
Yeah, facing the other side.
Luckily, we got Billy Jennings here.
It's second down and a bunch, and they only get a few back. 4:41 to go in the half. Clock moving. Central picked up 4 in that play.
That was Lopez in at tailback. He just checked out. The silver numbers on those Central uniforms are nice, unless you're trying to read them.
Read them at our
See what they are.
At our advanced age.
Yeah, we run into the same problem doing it from up top in the press box. Can't pick up the numbers.
Under center. Bedford jumped. They didn't call it.
As long as he's not coming over the ball, he can move.
Central for another 4 or 5 yard gainer, but still it's going to be third and about 13, I would say at this point, Coach, on the 37-yard line, if I got it right. 3:44 to go.
That was the other Central tailback, Jaquil Holmes, 22. Third and, I'm going to call that a long 3.
Handoff stopped in the backfield. Cold, driven back. It's a nice play. That's
just running ISO. That's 50. The linebacker Alexander Skillings, who's also playing in the O-line.
Senior, 6 feet, 200 pounds. It's a classic. When you watch that on replay, you're seeing this kid drive his legs, pushing them back.
Great
back.
form tackle, head up. That's how I teach it. I know some people teach it other ways, but I like that right there. Skillings and O'Rourke is a nice pair of linebackers. You know, that's a good position punt, which is what you're seeing in football a lot now. Kick it away from the punter, so you're not just kicking the ball up in the air to the other team's best athlete. Central punter did a nice job directing that one to the sideline.
2:51 to go to halftime, and a great 7-7 ball game. Bedford with their 8-0 undefeated season on the line, playing a 3-5 Central who's scrapping to get a win and go to the Turkey Bowl.
Yeah, it's been a defensive game. You had the first Central 70-yard touchdown, and you had Valus break the long one.
Valus back, plenty of time, going deep down the middle, picked again. That's the third time trying to hit number.
He's trying to hit Taylor Larson and throwing into double coverage down the middle of the field.
And third time, pick.
Yeah, if you're going to throw late, and that was late, well, oftentimes you don't want to go down the middle of the field late like that.
So ball comes back over to Central. Looks like it's going to be starting at the 26-yard line. 2:45 to go till half. Central with another shot to put some points on, which they scored in their first drive and their first possession. Hasn't done anything yet. A defensive game off to the left, complete.
Both teams have 3 timeouts left. Little hitch out there on the Central sideline against that Bedford zone. Good coverage. You know, let them catch the ball, but come down and get them on the ground. That's what the coach is looking for.
Central breaks. Ball's on the 31-yard line. 2:15 to go till half. Under center. Snap. Got a flag. We've seen a lot of flags in that area, and that's odds.
We're back in the holding neighborhood.
Back in the holding zone, and that's going to go back 10 yards. Coach Ryan Ray cannot be happy. That's the 3rd or 4th flag we've had thrown against the Little Green in the holding. Kind of drives the coaching staff a little crazy, especially late in the end of the first half, and they're just pushing you back.
Yep. Better Coach Ray than me.
Talking to Coach Ray before the game, this is his 8th year as head coach. He came on board in the fall of 2006.
Replacing the legend, Jimmy Schubert.
Jimmy Schubert.
Boy, Ryan Ray's a big dude when you're standing next to him, isn't he?
Oh, man, he's a tower. Came out of MMHS fame. He was a Memorial kid. Went up and became a black bear up in Maine.
Graduated with my brother from Memorial. Guy ought to be in the WWE.
No,
I don't know what we're calling this.
I don't know what we're
There's no
calling that
whistle.
either.
There's no whistle.
And the ball's on the
ball
ground.
came out of the quarterback's hands. A lineman picked it up.
And
He fumbled it.
Tommy O'Rourke comes out of the pile. We talked about Tommy earlier.
There's Tommy, 52.
52
Alert
comes up
play.
with the ball. So we're going to recap that. We might have Mike Courier in our second show do the replay on that, but it looks like his arm was hit as he went back, and the ball came loose. Initially, I think a Central kid recovered it, went forward, and then fumbled it when he was hit. Tommy O'Rourke comes up with the ball. Bedford takes over on the 22-yard line with 1:39 to go halftime, with a chance to put some more points on the board.
Bayless under center. 2 tight ends, 2 wings. Pitches it out to Cashin off tackle.
Swarmed.
Not a lot of room to run. Cashin on the carry. Dylan Lindergren on the tackle for Central.
1:15 to go, clock ticking. Ball on the 22.
Back in the gun.
Bayless to the left. Nice
Little
catch.
out route. Nice grab on the sideline.
That was 21. Tom Reynolds.
Tom Reynolds with another catch.
Junior, 6'1", 150.
Yeah, nice job by the O-line protecting Bayless. Great pattern. Nifty feet on the sidelines out of Reynolds.
Minute to go.
3rd and 2 or 3.
Bayless under center. Look at that.
QB sneak right up the middle. He had the opening and the go-ahead from Coach Hines.
So now we're going to be inside the 10-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and goal with 9 yards to go. Clock ticking away, 52, 51.
Bedford moving a little faster, still with 3 timeouts. Bayless under center.
Swarmed. Ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the floor.
Who's got it? Who's got it? I think they got a quick whistle. So they might have blown a quick whistle there, Coach. But the ball definitely was on the ground.
I couldn't tell from our angle whether he was down or not. Coach Hines is on the field. Must have called timeout. Yes, he did.
Well, hold on. Now Ray's coming out. That ball was on the ground.
Has there been any? It is still Bedford ball.
Yeah, they're still giving it to Bedford. Now
Bedford called the timeout. Coach Ray's out there questioning the officials now.
I love it when Ray comes out and he's in a huddle with the stripes, trying to get an explanation on that. I think when you see this on replay, and here it is, Ray here. Is that it there? No, that was not. That'll be the next play. We're got a little bit of a delay here going out live stream, but we're going to be able to see it on here. But the call on the field was a quick whistle. Bedford recovers the ball. Hines calls a timeout with 29 seconds to go.
Looks like second and about 6.
Second and
it's
8.
2nd and goal from the 6. Scoreboard's wrong. That's a 6.
So here we go. Shotgun, direct to Bayless, takes it himself.
Nice block by Cashin, leading him up in there. Bayless is going to get close, but maybe around the 4. So he only picked up a couple.
Hines calls timeout.
Timeout Bedford.
Can't take them in the locker room with you.
21 seconds.
You know what? I just watched it on replay, and that definitely was a fumble. Bedford on that play, Coach, got a gift. That was on the ground, but they blew a quick whistle. We'll show that on replay when we get back to the
well, maybe it's Christmas in Bedford tonight. I thought it was Halloween, but.
Halloween, October 31st, 2014.
Yeah, no instant replay in high school football, so you get what you get.
Get what you get. Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
21 seconds, 1 timeout left. We may see something, rolling out Bayless, giving him a pass-run option.
Well,
Let's see how good I am here, Mike.
Well, Coach, you haven't let us down yet.
But I will.
Give us time. We both will.
Bayless under center.
I think
Cash in the lone back.
What did you call? Quarterback keep?
2 tight ends, 2 wings. I don't know what I'm calling now. I was going to roll him out, give him a run pass option. All right, we fake inside to Cashin. We run Bayless right. He's got nothing there. He comes back into the middle into a pile of green. He's not in.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
To go.
9,
and
8.
It's still a timeout.
7.
He's probably going to
6.
take it at 1 and then kick it. Is be my guess. There it is. So 1 second on the clock. Fourth and 4.
Down.
They got this kid, Annabelle, Cooper Annabelle, number 83, sophomore, 6'1", 195, and he's got a leg. But you don't know with Coach Hines. He's a gambler too, so he might think that his guys can push it 4 yards and get pay dirt for 6.
Have we seen the kicker go in the game? Because he let it run down to 1 second, which made me think he's going to kick it.
Yeah, he's in there. I see him. I think that's him.
And Annabelle Cooper also plays split end and defensive end, so he's not just a kicker. He's a real football player, too. Okay, here comes Coach Hines. What do we got here, Coach?
Oh, no. Bayless
We're going to run a play with 1 second.
Play, yeah.
Interesting. Fooled you.
1 second to go. This is going to be.
Now let's roll him out and give him the run pass option.
Yeah, that's exactly
we're just
going to
run him on a sweep to the right.
Yeah.
Central was in man coverage. The DBs had their back to Bayless, and he takes it in.
Little cutback blocking and wide open highway right into the end zone, right-hand side.
Yeah. Crafty call by Coach Hines down there. Central was in man coverage, which you're going to see a lot down on the goal line.
So Bedford puts it in. Now they bring out number 83 for the extra point. See if they can add to the lead.
Now we've got another flag.
That's good, but we got a flag, which means if it's against Central, they're going to move it a little closer. Maybe he goes for 2. Seen that happen. We have, it's against Central. Central shooting themselves in the foot with penalties tonight, and it's...
Looks like he's still kicking.
Still kicking.
Encroachment against Central, so for our people at home, not too used to these high school rules, encroachment just means one of the defenders crossed the line of scrimmage, which is an automatic whistle. Unlike college, where you can get back.
Now they're going to set them up a few yards closer, and we're going to try it again, and this time it is good.
It's good.
14-7, we've reached halftime at historic Gill Stadium with Castle Hill Sports, with Coach Trisciani, Mike Robinson, as we watch the Central band come out in their great uniforms. We are at halftime. Manchester at Gill Stadium. Bedford from Bedford, New Hampshire, 14. Manchester Central, 7. We are at halftime. And we're going to come back live second half. Thanks for joining us. See you soon. And we are back. Coach John Trisciani with Mike Robinson. Castle Hill Sports and Mike Currier at the helm. Pop up.
Deep on the return, number 5, Austin Donju. He gets it out to about the 27-yard line where Bedford will take over 1st and 10.
So, Coach, as you recall, Bedford stuck at the end zone with a few seconds to go to take this lead. What does Central have to do now to get this momentum back?
Oh, Central has to keep playing the tough D, stay away from the penalties, which have really hurt them, stay away from the turnovers, which have hurt them too. Here's Bayless on the option, tucks it up in there, nothing there. Neither offensive line can move either defense. That's been consistent tonight.
Bayless gets up a little gingerly and hobbles over a little bit. Never a good sign when you see your number one guy hobbling a little, but he's a tough kid. He'll shake it off.
Yeah, he's looking better going back out there, though, after getting a play from Coach Hines. Here comes Bedford in the 2x2 set.
Ball's on the ground. I didn't see that develop, Coach. What did you see?
Nothing. I'm playing with my headset that keeps breaking up. I wish I could give you a better story. But it's 3rd and about 10.
So that was a different quarterback in there. That was number 12, Tyler Chabadi. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Senior quarterback, 6'1", 150. Vela's back now, taking the snap.
Velas was in, so they probably played him at wide receiver. Big pressure, down goes Velas. 33, George Gomez, linebacker on the blitz for Central, and they got to Mike Velas.
Big loss on the play, and that forces Bedford to punt, and Central's going to get the ball with pretty good field position here with 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go. 3rd quarter here at Gill Stadium. Mike Robinson, John Trisciani. Bedford back to punt it away. Not a lot of pressure on the ball. Going to be fielded and then
Tyler takes it on a hop, and
nowhere.
61 from Bedford was one of the guys down there in a hurry. Matt Grassett, an O-line, D-line senior, 6 foot 180. There was 3 of them hustling down there.
Good coverage. Well, under the Big Mo, I think Central may have to do something in this possession. Get back into this game. They got great field position. Let's see what they can do. Under center.
Offset eye.
Starts going left to right, then turns it up on a nice gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, just an isolation play. Fullback leading up in there. Lopez on the carry. He broke it off. Nothing, not a heck of a lot there, but yeah.
Positive yards.
Picked up 6 yards.
Ball's on the Bedford 43. 2nd and 4. Under center. Looked like Central moved. Quick out to the right. Ball's on the ground. Incomplete.
Breaking up.
You're breaking up?
All over the place. We may be having some technical difficulties.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hearing from our staff technician and behind-the-scenes executive producer Mike Currier saying that you're coming in loud and clear.
Well, that's good. It might just be breaking up in my head and have nothing to do with the headset. It's happened before. Thank you, Mike. I was getting nervous.
Good to reinforce that, Coach.
I know a lot of my fans are at home watching this in nursing homes and hospitals.
Nice draw. Look at this. Sweet, right up the middle, right up the gut. Huge play.
That's J.J. Lopez.
JJ's having a good game. You're hearing his name called a lot.
I think that's the first draw we've seen out of Central tonight. So, been somewhat effective in the short passing game. So, you get the linebackers and DBs dropping back into zone protection and the D-line on the pass rush, and created a nice little crease there for JJ.
1st and goal on the 28. 9:21 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Play
Back
action
to throw.
fake.
Often it's incomplete.
Nice strong throw, trying to hit Guillermo from the hash to the opposite sideline. You know, he only threw it maybe 6-7 yards downfield maximum, but it's a long throw from the opposite hash. That's a nice throw for a high school kid.
And it got there and on a rope. Nice pace on the ball. The one thing that kind of bothers me is I've never seen him go to the left. He's always throwing to the right. A little bit of pattern going there.
Yeah. Central twins to the top of the screen, offset eye.
Pitch. Good coverage. Nowhere.
Pitch to Holmes, and he's corralled.
I want to say that's Mike Collins, number 24, on the right-hand
Colton
side.
Scholl, 15, was in there too.
That pushed him back. That was a loss of about 5 or 6. Ball on the 35-yard line. It's 3rd and 16, 8:44 and counting. Coming to you live, Castle Hill Media Sports, streaming.
Stanko back to pass.
That floated.
He was hit as he was throwing.
He's got nothing but
That's Cashin.
blockers in front of him.
That's Cashin down the high. 30, 20, 10. Cashin takes it to the house. Stanko got hit. I'm not sure who got to him, but somebody got their hands on him. Cashin was there in his zone, picked it off, and nobody's catching Cashin.
Couple of quick blocks, and this kid was off to the races. Cashin with a nice interception.
Cashin was moving.
Down.
He's got some of his mother's speed. Even the cops couldn't have got him on that one out of Bedford, Mike. Kid's got wheels.
He's got wheels. Good to bring that back to the house. Hannibal looking to add one more and pad this to a 14-point lead, and that's good. With plenty of
There's
leg.
our kicker, Annabelle Cooper.
Yeah, kid's got some leg. 21-7. Bring it to the house. Bedford, 8:13 to go, third quarter. I don't want to say that's a backbreaker, Coach, but definitely demoralizes Central, who was driving into Bedford deep into their territory.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't demoralize anybody because, like a wise man once told me, the only score that counts is the one when the clock goes to 0-0-0 at the end of the game. Sometimes the fat lady sings a little early before that, but it's not over till the fat lady sings.
So true.
We got a few halftime scores. 15-13 Salem over Londonderry and a big one at Grant Field. 7-0 BG over Nashua South at Stellos. BG still in the playoff hunt, as is Nashua South.
All playoff implications, and you had one earlier, Concord losing to Exeter, I think.
Yeah, Concord down at the half to Exeter, which has implications on Memorial. Memorial needs an Exeter win and a win over Goffstown tomorrow, I believe. Short kickoff down to the 30. That's taken by 16 for Central. Gary Eddy, one of the upbacks. This is going to be a big series for Central, Mike.
Well, if there's going to be something they need to do, it's got to be here. They let up a late touchdown when the first half ended for Bedford to go up 14-7, and then on the interception run back, Bedford just put a 14-point lead on the board, 21-7, 8:09 to go in the third. Central coming out. You know they aren't going to quit. Big series. Back to throw in the middle. This is picked.
Oh.
And he's going back to the house. I don't think anyone's going to stop him. That's 43 for Bedford. And that's going to be...
touchdown. That's Dan Flynn, the linebacker, junior linebacker for Bedford. He picks Stanko, takes it to the house.
Danny Flynn, junior linebacker, 5'10", 182. Nice job.
So that Bedford defense is turning this game around for Coach Hines.
Well, they're going to, now they just increased the lead to 20, and we just had a conversation just minutes ago about what a big series that was for Central, and as it turned out, it was even a bigger series for Bedford. Defense scoring some points. Up, that was blocked. That's not going to be
blocked.
Good. But we got 27 unanswered points since the opening drive that Central went around the end and stuck it in the end zone, went 70 yards. Bedford, all Bedford since then, 27-7, just under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. And I got a feeling the scoring's not done here, Coach, and I think the defense for Bedford's going to put some more points on the board.
That kick was blocked by 19 for Central. Israel Karasi, a linebacker. Junior. So it's 27-7. I don't know what kind of feeling I have, but Central needs to start by not continuing to throw to the numbers on the chest of the Bedford defenders. And then if the ball's intercepted, we need to take a pursuit angle and get the defender down to the ground before he runs into the end zone. We've had 2 go into the Beach Street end zone already to open this half. 2 pick sixes for Bedford. Defensive coordinator's got to be happy. Little chip shot short again.
Deep. Central.
Nice hard run back. Let's see if we can get a number. That's number 7, Nathan Galamo.
Senior. A lot of these kids, we talked about this with Ryan Ray at the beginning of the game. We'll show you that interview, I'm sure, during the show, about senior night and some of these kids who have played football now. Their football career is going to end. A lot of them aren't going on. And what the thought was, and Ryan had a great response on senior night and these kids. Pitch to the right, that's covered.
Pitch to Lopez, nowhere to go, reverse field. Taken down for a loss.
75, I think that's the number, Coach. Who do we got?
26 for Bedford made the tackle in the backfield. 26, who else? Cashin.
He runs it back, he tackles. He's like,
I don't know how the corner makes a play like that in the backfield. Well, he reversed field. I guess that's a hustling corner who stayed home for anything coming back the way his coach teaches him.
It's that play that Central runs. Quick out to the right-hand side. Bedford gives them the coverage. They get about 5 or 6, and then they swarm them and make the tackle.
And that's Jason Lamb again on that reception.
It's coming up on 6:50 to go in the third quarter. 27-7 Bedford. Central's trying to move the ball, make things happen, but it's 3rd and long. It's about 3rd and 13 right now.
Yeah, if you're a Trinity High School fan, you're probably enjoying this right now.
That's overthrown.
Central loss will have some effect on who gets into the annual Turkey Bowl game on Thanksgiving Day for the Manchester City Championship.
Well, a Central loss and a Trinity win, and it's going to be Memorial Trinity. That's a done deal.
Yeah, and I'm a little confused because in Manchester, if you're Trinity, you get 2 points for every win. You play 1 less game even in Division II. If you're a Manchester Division I team, you get 3.33 for a win. I'll wait till this punt, and we'll expound on that one.
Kicks away.
Good job keeping it away again from the dangerous return men from Bedford.
Out to the 35-yard line, 36-yard line, Coach, and 6:25 to go in the third. So talk to us again about the point.
So I'm going to throw this one at you, and it was explained to me by one person this way. So Trinity has 5 wins.
Okay.
Get 2 points a win. That's 10.
Yep.
How's my math?
Good so far.
If I take 3.33 and I use new math times 3, that's 9.99.
Got it.
They're calling that a tie, 10 to 9.99.
That's a new math.
Or
to
10
me.
to 9.9. New math.
New
Here
math.
comes Bedford in the gun. 2 by 2. Here's Vallis to Cashin. Again, repeatedly, Cashin going into the line with nothing there. Host of Little Green defenders taking down what I'm going to refer to as the spark plug back of Bedford, Colin Cashin.
Wasn't there talk a few years ago of getting all 4 Manchester teams playing on Thanksgiving?
Well, they played
doing a
one year.
doubleheader?
West and Memorial played on a Wednesday night. It was freezing cold here, and I guess it didn't go over very well. But it's 10 to 9.9. They're calling that a tie, and for some reason, a tie goes to Central. So it's 10 to 9.9. It's a tie, and it goes to Central. That's what I've been told so far.
Okay.
You know, and there needs to be some type of offset in points with Division II being a lower caliber of football in some cases with a lot of the teams as compared to Division I. I understand that.
I haven't seen Trinity play at all this year. What are they putting out on the field, Coach?
You know, this is not one of the stronger Trinity teams. Trinity, since they came back from football after spending a year playing a independent schedule in 2007 has
Yeah.
been very strong in championship games, city championship games. Beat Central 52-7 or something like that last year for the city title.
That was with Carmen Petruzzi at the quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
BC, heading to BC.
Here goes Velas down the sideline.
I got a great Little League story
First down,
about
Velas.
Carmen.
In Bedford.
I was umpiring a game in Raymond, Lamprey River, and I had the plate. And in the fourth inning, the game ended, and on the 10-run rule. And somebody went out and congratulated him, and said, great no-hitter. I was behind the plate, and I didn't realize he had a no-hitter gone. Kid was throwing BBs the whole game.
You may not have even have known that he threw a strike, but you must have called a lot.
I must have called a lot, yeah.
I've umpired games like that.
Yeah. You just get caught up in the game, yeah, okay, yeah. And when you start thinking about it, sure, yeah, no hitters.
I've done games
Nice.
behind the plate where I didn't even realize I was doing a game.
Been there, done
I'm
that.
feeling you. Velas on the draw to Cashin. Again, stonewalled. Oh,
Got
there
hit
goes Cashin.
2 or 3 times,
He's
bounces
stonewalled
off, comes
by
back.
about 5 Central guys, but he keeps plugging and running his legs. That's what you want to see out of a young back.
Second and about 11, looks like, on the 46-yard line, 47-yard line.
Again, real good defense out of both defensive fronts, defensive lines, linebackers on both squads.
Not unusual from a Central point of view, and Bedford's come up through the years. They're doing a nice job. Rolling to the right, trying to look, pumps it off. Nice catch there. I want to say that's that 21, Coach?
Velas keeps it alive and hits 21.
Thomas Reynolds.
He crossed over. He ran a drag across the field, and Velas just keeps the whole thing alive and
Reynolds
finally hits him. That'd be 3rd and short, or they making this a first down.
Reynolds is a junior. He's coming back next year.
May measure this. They're looking at it. They're not quite sure. Now they're sure. First down, Bedford.
Clock ticking, 3:26. Velas, I got a flag there. They weren't set, I don't think. That's going to come back, Coach.
Back to Trinity. Trinity's 5-2, and they need a win tomorrow against St. Thomas to make the playoffs, is what I'm told. Now they're using power ratings in Division 2 and 3, which they're not using in Division 1. So Trinity could be 5-3. Milford could be 5-3. Trinity beat Milford, and Milford will get into the playoffs. By the power rating is one scenario.
Well, I was looking at these power ratings, and it's kind of scary because there's a team out there that's in the West Conference, 4-4, Alvin and Nashua South.
Now they're not using power ratings. They're going strictly by records.
And they're gonna get in. And they're gonna get in.
Well, somebody's going to get in out of that conference.
Yeah.
BG wins tonight. They're in.
Over the middle, 14 wide open, cuts back, goes by a defender.
Couple missed tackles.
2 or 3 missed tackles.
Nick Leahy, who's had a couple grabs tonight, and Bedford takes it to the house again. There's Velas. Velas has a couple bad plays, like I said earlier. Next play, no effect on the kid. Comes right back.
Number 14, Leahy, sophomore. So this kid's we're gonna see him around next couple of years.
Yeah, he's a nice receiver.
So it turned out to be a real close first half. It's now turned into a rout with 3:01 to go, 33-7, and the extra point long enough, deep enough, 34-7. Bedford just pouring on the points. And what'd you say about the fat lady singing earlier?
Fat lady hasn't sung yet, Mike. 3 minutes left in the third.
I hear her warming up though, Coach.
She could be. Now we're going to see, what's Central bringing to the party here. They're going to dig in and try to fight back. Like you said earlier, last game for a lot of seniors. It's an emotional night for not only the players, but the parents. The mothers have been doing the laundry since these kids were playing youth football. And
sure.
It's important. The only score that counts is the one that's on the board when there's 0-0-0 left on the clock. Remember that.
You ask yourself, too, are there a couple of seniors that just do not get playing time that Coach Ryan Ray's going to slide in there I know Bedford's coming back to play at least one more game in the playoffs. You might see some of these kids come out and get some playing
we got
time.
trouble here, but it is a touchback. It bounced off the central return man, number 7, Nate Guillermo. You know, so a lot of people at home might be thinking, hey, it hit him, it's alive in the end zone, but it doesn't matter. If it bounces off him,
And goes
crosses
back there.
the plane of the goal line,
Put
it's
it
a
on-
touchback, it'll come out to the 20.
Put it on the 20. Talk to us about these seniors who haven't been any playing time. Is this the game they should be coming out in, Coach?
You know, I don't know if they have any, but most teams do, and most coaches will try to get kids in their last game if at all possible.
But Central over center, just under 3 minutes to go.
Stanko
Quarterback keep.
broke a tackle in the backfield, which would have been a 4 or 5 yard loss.
Turns it into about a 4-yard gain.
This is interesting tonight. You see both quarterbacks going back to their head coach for the play after every single play. This is a long-time Central thing. And, you know, I know Bedford does it, but odd to see two teams doing it in a given night. You know, a lot of teams today are signaling in plays. You know, some people, you don't see too many play runners anymore, but I used play runners just like they did in the 20s, I guess.
Old school, baby. There he is off to the right again.
It's Tyler on the sideline.
Coach, we were talking about Trinity. What year were you there as their head coach?
Interesting question. I'd say 2007, 2008, and left right before the 2009 season.
Championship season, as I recall, that Gary Leonard coached.
Yeah.
I always said that was the coach Trisciani's team that won that with Gary at the helm.
Well, Gary and I worked together, so the whole staff stayed. So it was everybody's team. It was never I, it was we.
We.
So we knew there was going to be no break just because I was leaving, really.
Yeah.
You know, the coaches knew that, the players knew that. Everybody was coaching their thing anyway when I was there, so it never missed a beat. I might like to sit back and say they missed me, but, you know.
Well, you were the guy with the Manchester Bears that introduced the double wing that nobody ever saw around here. You got it on the internet somewhere, as I recall. And started running that offense. Was very effective.
Yeah, I never would have went on a computer in my life, and my mother got me so I could go on and check out football sites. And I found a guy named Hugh Wyatt who is world famous and brought the double wing to Manch Vegas. And Trinity still runs a double wing, and they still run the 30 stack on defense, which we were running in 07.
Well, the Manchester Bears ran it first and with some success and fooled a lot of teams.
Yeah, it's like any other offense. You know, when you're moving the ball, it works good. When you block and you run, when you're not moving the ball and you don't block and you don't run, the offense doesn't work very good.
Yeah.
So people do it a lot of different ways. Spread shotgun, bunching it up, more of a contrarian offense.
Yeah.
Everybody has their thing.
And burns up a lot of the clock, too, which makes it effective.
I've run a lot of offenses. Central in the one back. There goes Stanko.
Tries coming back to the right this time. To
bounces it. Yeah.
One bounce.
One bounce over to Jason Lamb. No, those are timing patterns. Ball's coming out. 3-stepping out.
Still hearing those cracking sounds, Coach?
Yeah, I'm still hearing the cracking sounds. 1:35 left in the third. Here come the green. Again, one back behind Stanko. Twins to the bottom of the screen.
In the middle.
It's Tyler on the slant. Tyler does a good job bringing that in and getting upfield.
Third and 5 on the 37. Under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Green back in the I formation, offset I, offset the fullback. Stanko throws it down the sideline to Guillermo. No connection there, overthrew him a bit. I like the way Stanko, he's done a good job in here. Sets his feet, throws the ball down on the completions, but I think he's a quarterback we're going to hear from in the future next year. He's picking up some good experience.
I like the fact that he is an underclassman. He is a junior, showing poise. He's playing like a senior. So big, strong kid. I was watching him in warm-ups, and just a towering of a quarterback and an athlete. So be fun to see him next year.
Yeah, I think the key word there, Mike, is poised. As Central goes back to punt, very poised. No head hanging. He's not barking at any of his players.
Right.
Doing a nice job as leadership, which is important with the quarterback. Nice kick out of bounds again, keeping it away from Bedford. Good directional punt. Bedford will take over their own 40.
34-7, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here at historic Gill Stadium, Coach John Trisciani along with Mike Robinson and Castle Hill Sports with Mike Currier behind the scenes running the camera and doing everything. I think he's selling popcorn too.
Londonderry up 20-15. Must be close to the end of the third quarter. Defensive lineman bats the ball, intercepts it.
Bayless rolls to the right, cuts it back. He is Bayless, right? He actually took a look at the sidelines when he was going to step out and decided to step up and get another 6 yards up the field. Not afraid to get in and mix it up, not afraid to take a hit, not afraid to give a hit.
No, absolutely not.
And as the clock winds down here at historic Gill Stadium with the third quarter in the history books, and the fourth quarter coming up for some of these Central players. They hold that traditional 4 fingers up. Bedford does it.
Is that what that means?
I think so, Coach. I think that means we're at 4.
We're at 4. Nice. Love watching Bayless play, though, Mike. I'll tell you, I've been watching high school football here since the early 60s when my father first took me down to Gill Stadium. And Bayless is one of the better athletic kids that I can remember seeing, whether I was coaching or sitting in the stands watching a game.
Well, he's just a tremendous athlete, comes from an athletic family. Jimmy and Andy doing their thing up at UNH. Andy this year. So there's some good I call it good pedigree with the Bayless family, and Michael's showing how special he is as an athlete and how lucky we are to have him because, as I recall, he started out at BG his freshman year and then transferred over.
That. Yeah, and BG's up 13-0 to Nashua South.
Oh, there we go.
That just came in on the hot wire.
That came in on the hot wire.
Which is going to put BG in the playoffs if they can hold on.
More playoff implications coming over the wire, and Coach Trish handling that well. Travis Cody down there.
Thanks to Billy Jennings.
At Jennings, I'll tell you, he's a special dude.
Here's Cashin trying to get around the edge, and he's lassoed by the little green number 14, Dylan Lindegren, and we've heard his name quite a bit coming up and making stops from the Central defensive backfield.
Well, I always like that number 14 because that was Joe's number at Salem, and I always get a chuckle when I see that number out there, and that kid played hard on that play, dragged him down.
Bedford back out in the 2x2 set. Bayless in the gun, Cashin by his side. Oh, trying to set up a little screen, but Bayless
didn't work.
Couldn't hit 14. Nick Leahy on the screen, so he wisely put it down on the ground. That didn't develop very good. Some of those Central D linemen picked that up. The linebackers were on it. Leahy was well covered.
4th down, and it's been a while since Bedford's punted in this game, in this half, Coach. But they're back to punt. No, not too smart, but the Central player picked it up and
nice little punt by Turgeon. Taylor Larson down there, the first guy down for Bedford on the tackle, number 2.
So how's things up at the Hill, Coach? On the staff at St. A's, for what year are you in now?
Year 6.
Wow.
we've won 5, which is a breakout season for us.
Is that the best season so far for St. A's? 5 wins?
Yeah, Coach. Well, for quite a while, Coach Pat Murphy took over the team in 2008, and it's been 1 and 2 win season since then. So broke out of the box 5-0. We've lost 3 in a row. Tough league, the NE10. Any team on any day in the NE10.
Yeah.
Stonehill comes into Grapponi Stadium tomorrow for a noontime kickoff. So we'll see what we have tomorrow, Mike. But right now, it's been a successful season. There's a buzz on campus. Our players are enjoying winning some games. We're up around 95, 97 guys still on the roster. So things are heating up on the hill.
It's nice that it's heating up in the gridiron too. Usually that's Keith Dixon getting the glory up there with basketball, and
yeah, well, Keith does a great job,
does a great
and so
job.
do his players.
Sure.
Long
Nice.
tradition of success in men's basketball at St. Anselm.
Yeah. Nice job, St. A's. Produced some great athletes, great war heroes too. Barney Barnum, Medal of Honor winner from St. A's, class of, I want to say 64.
I've seen Barney. I remember you did a show with him, didn't you?
Did a couple shows with Barney.
Yeah, see, you think I don't remember anything.
Marine Corps.
Yeah, those are great shows.
Yeah, a lot of fun. He's a great warrior, great individual. Central running it up the gut, getting some yards. And I'm not sure if Bedford sort of put in their JV squad yet. May have. 10-32.
Bedford's got some subs in the game on defense.
And rightly so. Always
Well,
a.
They've got a big playoff game next week, so. Yeah, it's not like the old days where the clean shirts came in and you could tell, but Bedford's.
That's a good point.
I think the whole starting defense is out.
Yeah. Central rolling to the left for no gain, and I think that's probably I think the quarterback for Central's been.
It's going to be about 2nd and 7.
Same quarterback, yep. Clock ticking down, under 9:50, 34-7 Bedford.
Stanko back to throw.
Nice strong rope, nice
little
pass.
throw and catch.
Yeah.
Can we get a number?
Can we see?
I
7.
got the number.
Number 7,
Number
lucky
7, Nate Guillermo again. He's had a nice game here tonight. They got a humdinger going at Salem Londonderry.
Got an update?
It's 2015 Londonderry over Salem. 11 minutes left in the game, probably down to about 8 or 9 now.
That's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Londonderry, the boy wonder. Manchester's own Jimmy Lozon down there doing a heck of a job.
Jimmy Loizon
with the Londonderry Lancers.
From the west side of Manchester,
Yeah.
doing proud down there in Londonderry. Nice job.
You want to get a good football coach, you go to the west side of Manchester.
You got it. That was incomplete. Roll to the right to number 33 on Central. That was going out to Gomez.
Yeah, Stanko to Gomez right off the fingertips of George.
Gomez is a senior. Not sure if he's moving on next year, but again, the story of these seniors who are done their last career, kind of emotional.
8 minutes to go at Londonderry. Londonderry has the ball on their own 25. With the lead.
It's two teams. It's interesting. They're both 7-1, and one of them is going to go home loser and out of the playoffs, which is what happened to Bedford last year at this time in this game. Central came into Bulldogs Stadium, ran all over the Bedford team, which was 7-1, pushed them to 7-2, and knocked them out of the playoffs. So the same scenario is happening this year, and that was one of the debates on how these divisions are being aligned. Is it fair? Right up the gut, Central.
Oh, and he's still going.
He's still going.
Looked like he was down, but his
Yeah.
rear end was on the Bedford defensive back that was
Yeah.
trying to tackle him.
That looked like number 6 to me, J.J. Lopez.
Yeah, that's Lopez with a nice run.
Good athletic move to bounce off the defender who was sitting on the ground. He sat on him, got right up, and got some more positive yards. Talk about the alignment here, Coach. You know, it happened last year with Bedford. It's going to happen with either Londonderry or Salem. Is it fair the way these divisions are lined up?
Well, a lot of people are talking about that. You know, my view on it is this. If I was a coach at a high school, you give me the schedule, you tell me how the playoffs go, and then my job is to coach and try to win some games. So it is what it is. In Division I, there's 4 5-team conferences, and you need to be one of the top 2 teams in order to make the playoffs. You know that going into the season, so whatever your record is doesn't matter. You need to be one of the top 2 teams in that conference.
I'm looking at BG, who's 3-5, who's going to win tonight and get in the playoffs.
Well, we don't know if they're going to win, but it is 13-8 with 11 minutes left, Mike.
Okay.
BG over Nashua South.
There's that fat lady comment again. Here I am pushing the fat lady to sing with 11 minutes to go. Not good.
I don't know why my son, who's coaching BG, is texting me the score from the press box instead of coaching, but coach is like his mother.
We got another update from Jennings. Yeah.
Yeah, 13-8, thanks to Billy Jennings.
Billy Jennings on the
We
spot.
got backup support,
Yeah.
13-8. BG over South. Yeah, BG's come out of nowhere. I don't know what they started, 0-5,
Yeah,
1-4.
they had a tough start, yeah. It's not the same BG that they've had in years gone past. Talk about that in a minute after this. Pitch
Pitch to Lopez, and he's dragged down.
A lot of the kids, BG got a lot of kids from Bedford over the years, Coach. And now it seems like those legacy kids who have moved on, that these kids are staying home in Bedford, and it's the BG program has taken a hit.
Yeah,
on
they're no
certain
longer
athletes.
busing from Bedford to Bishop Girton.
Exactly. They're staying home, and it's showing it on the
Yeah.
field, the football team in particular.
Yeah, and the numbers are down. You know, you're going to have a little turnover. You know, the loss of Tony Johnson, who was there for probably 17 years, who built the thing, and
Yep.
year in and year out competing for championships.
Tony did a good job.
It's a new time and a new beginning. Travis Cody's doing a nice job trying to pull these kids together. It's been effective. They win tonight, they get to the playoffs. That's all that counts. You're one of the top 2 teams in your conference, you're in the playoffs.
Not that I want to be Debbie Downer here, but we've got on the sidelines number 72, Robert Heald, on crutches with an right ankle taped up. Heald's one of the guys on the line, O-line, D-line, and you don't want to see that as playoffs come up.
Yep. Central scores. I don't know if we can get a number against the Bedford reserves to make it 34-13. 5:44 left in the game. So this is good. The Bedford backup guys are getting some time. Bedford's going to the playoffs next week.
I love that in a coaching staff when the game is sort of in hand and they put the subs in, because how else do you get the experience?
Absolutely.
Coming here to Gill Stadium, historic Gill Stadium, Mike Robinson with Coach John Trisciani, Castle Hill Media Sports.
Number 11, John Hoagland for Bedford, came very close to blocking that extra point. Great effort. Dove out there, gave it his all. He's a senior. This will be his last, well, it won't be his last game at Bedford. Be his last regular season game.
Last regular season, yeah.
Be his last game at Gill Stadium against Central High School.
Last game at Gill Stadium for sure. Good call there, Coach.
Laying it all out.
So we had a little prediction on the people who attended the game, the attendance. I think there's more members of the band over on the other side for Central than there are students.
Yep, it's a limited crowd.
Jennings is calling for an onside kick on the sidelines.
Salem has the ball in their own 36 with 6 minutes left. Down 20-15, I think the score was to Londonderry. So Coach Lozon needs a big stop here out of his defense for Londonderry. The boy wonder, Jim Lozon, doing a heck of a job there trying to get the Lancers into the playoffs against a good Salem team coached by Rob Pike. So those people are being treated to a playoff game down there at Grant Field in Salem tonight.
Yeah.
That was number 5 on a return, Austin Donju.
We have a new quarterback in the game. Senior quarterback, Tyler Shabati. Hope I pronounced that right. I hate butchering there's a central player down, but we do have, it looks like Coach Hines is really putting the reserves in now, offensively and defensively.
Yes.
This kid's a senior. Obviously didn't get a lot of playing time with Valus there, but it's nice to see Coach Hines is giving the senior some snaps here, because unless something happens to Valus, he's not going to get too many snaps through the rest of the year.
You know, they came out in the Goffstown game with Shabati at quarterback and Valus at wide receiver for 1 or 2 series.
Was that the throw off the Goffstown guys?
I don't know. You know, that was a tough game for Bedford. 17-10 victory. Goffstown almost had them at a few points in that game.
Pitch off to the Bedford running back, number 26, gets nowhere. He was dragged
Connor
down.
Cashin's still in there.
Connor Cashin's still in. I'm surprised he's still in there, but he's a gamer. He's a player. Offensively, defensively, picked one off.
20-point lead with 5 minutes left, Mike. This thing's not over either. Hey, it's 3 touchdowns.
It's 3 touchdowns.
I remember I was coaching at Trinity. Memorial scored 30 points, something like that, against us in like 229 when we were the independent league champions. 2007, not even in a league. The first time I've ever heard of that in New Hampshire.
Wow.
The history of New Hampshire football. A team that's not in a league playing games. Literally scored like 30 points in 2 minutes and 29 seconds against us. So there's 5 minutes left. I haven't forgot that. And you know we weren't throwing the ball.
I know that, yeah.
Although there was a pick 6 in there.
The memory goes deep with Coach Trish.
Must have been a pass play called by an assistant.
Back to pass. Airing it out downfield. Got somebody open. He's got it.
Great grab on the sideline.
You got a number over there?
That was opposite hash. That was a heck of a pass by Sabati.
25 maybe. Hussein, D-back sophomore.
6:30 left in the game, still 13-8. PG.
Got a Bedford player coming off 22. That's Jacob Bauer. He's a senior running back. He's coming off with some assistance. Handoff. Cashin, not
Nope.
Cashin, no, 45.
That's a
Boy, they
good
have-
hard
this-
run.
That's a great hard run. Second page there, Coach, number 45. What do you got?
Sean Tierney, sophomore, 5'8", 190, who had a nice game against Goffstown. They played a lot of two-back stuff.
Ran it
for
like a
that night.
bull.
Yeah, he hit the hole and went. He's a
So-
rugged dude. Spent some time in the weight room, Tierney.
So Coach Hines is putting the medal down. He's not giving up. This isn't a take a knee offense.
Oh.
They're going to try
A
and stick
lot
it.
of backups in the game, though.
Well, it's funny because you put backups in, right? They're playing even harder than the starters to prove themselves.
Sure. There you go. Another hard run by Tierney right there.
They want to get in the end zone more than anybody.
What I like about Bedford going into the playoffs is they've played some tight games. Beat Concord 24-16 in overtime. 17-10 beat Goffstown, gave them a heck of a game. 13-7 beat Exeter. 21-0 to Winnicott. I mean, they're battle tested. It's not like a season where you're blowing everybody out.
Yeah.
They've been in competitive situations. There goes Sabati behind Tierney as the lead block.
On a keeper, got a flag, late flag on that one. That's
in the holding area.
maybe they don't. We'll see. And that's Shabati coming up, limping pretty hard, coming over. He's going to have to come out. Got another quarterback. Hines keeps throwing the quarterbacks out there. This is Austin Deanju, sophomore, 5'11", 160.
Yeah.
Love seeing a sophomore come out in a situation like this. This could be next year, the next 2 years, this could be the guy.
Yeah, and he's been a kick returner, too.
He's in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 11.
So that was against Bedford. Can you hear me now, Mike? I just went out. I'm good? Okay.
Here comes Bedford with the new sophomore QB, Deanju.
Holds it. Comes to the left.
He was looking to throw.
He takes a hit.
Brought down by a host of little green guys. 33, Gomez. 62, Sam Drachniak, a senior.
I think we're all out. I'm out again. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay.
Central still got some of their starting defenders in there.
Under 2:35 and clicking. 34-14 Bedford.
He's going to throw it. He's under pressure.
He's under pressure. Gets out. There's a
breaks away from the tackle of Gomez. Throws it out of bounds. Wide receiver made a great job diving out of bounds. Can't catch a number.
Job.
BG's now up 19-8 at Nashua South with that one winding down.
So it looks like BG's going to the playoffs with a 4-5 record.
Yeah. Once you get into those playoffs, everybody's 0-0.
True. Tournament time, as they like to say. Here we go.
Now we're going to go for a field goal.
This is the guy. 30. This is the sophomore. This is
a
Hannibal.
52-yarder.
This guy's this is a kid. He's got a leg. Puts it a drive into it, and it is just misses.
Actually, I'm wrong. That was a 45-yarder, but he did not miss that by much.
Not by much.
That's my new math.
And do we have Hines is out on the field.
Coach Hines is on the field a lot.
He's taking a cue out of Ryan Ray's book. Ryan likes going on the field, too.
Yeah, Ryan likes going on the field a lot. Jimmy Schubert used to like going on the field a lot.
Kind of a tradition here at Gill. Yeah. Historic Gill Stadium.
Yeah, at Gill, you can just walk on the field.
Just walk on the field.
Yeah.
They let us on the field pregame.
Yeah, you're in Mans Vegas now, baby. The rules are different.
Gotta love it.
You're in the big city.
So
Central takes over. 2:16 left. I'll tell you, he got close on that 45-yard field goal.
That was a nice leg. He's got a great leg, and he's only a sophomore. That's what I like about this kid.
I don't know much about kicking, but I know it's good to have a kicker who can kick field goals.
It's good to have a kicker. That's a great line.
Yeah.
Can I steal that?
Or who can kick the ball in the end zone on kickoffs.
Sure. Well, it's one of the one aspect of the game that if you're good at it, you can take that into the pros.
Sure.
If you're good at it.
Yeah. I wonder if there's still time for me.
It's always time for you, Coach.
If I could learn how to kick, you think I could get to the pros? I can see me out there in one bar. Big pot belly. Teeing it up.
I love the one bar.
I'd have to go one bar.
The old, who was that? Was that Daryl LaMonica with the one bar? George Blanda. Jennings, once again, Bill Jennings comes up with the George Blanda. It's perfect.
Thank God Billy's here.
He's been entertaining. He's been a stat guy.
Good hard run by 24, Josh Bellino, senior, getting some playing time in his last game at Central.
Yeah, sure. Clock winding down. 1:22 and counting. Central keeps it on the ground. This is probably going to 2 more snaps, Coach, and this is going to be in the history books.
Okay, Salem scored up 21-20 with 1:39 left, which is probably late. On third down, the Salem running back fumbled at the 6-yard line, but it rolled to the 2, and Salem recovered it.
Oh.
So Lancers are in trouble. They're at their own 33 with not much time left. We're going to need a miracle. I'm backing my guy Jimmy Lozon.
I can tell.
It's a bad situation right now. If anybody can pull it off, it's
Those rechargeable.
Jimmy Lozon and his Lancer team. 21-20, I'll tell you. That must be a heck of a game down there.
So 105, they're winding the clock. We might have 2 snaps left here, Coach. Pitch back, that's on the ground. Covered by Central. 54, 53. Second down and a bunch for Central. 34-14. A few more subs coming in and out.
Remember the old days at Gill when they never put any turf down and you had all the dust?
Yeah,
They'd
yeah.
bring in the teams from outside of Manchester who were used to playing on grass fields.
Yeah.
There'd be just a cloud of dirt everywhere. They'd be choking and gagging.
Advantage Manchester.
Advantage Manchester. I miss those days. If it rained, you'd have like a lake through the field.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it. Now we're under 10. This thing is over. Bedford comes into Gill Stadium and puts a 20-point whooping on Central, 34-14. Although it was a lot closer in the first half, Coach. Bedford comes and they take a win here at Gill Stadium.
Yeah, great second half by Bedford, and they look like they're tuned up to make their playoff run. Good, clean game. Enjoyed it.
I'm going to transfer over on the mic here, Coach, and we're just going to do a little wrap up here. Right here, right here. So here we are, final score. You can see it over our shoulder, 34-14. Bedford comes into Gill Stadium and puts an impressive win and does a 9-0 in the season. Drops the Little Green to 3-6. 2 halves. First half was a good half.
Yeah, Central came out and fought them hard in the first half. Good competitive first half, and then Bedford pulled away and showed the type of football ability that a playoff team is going to have going into the D1 playoffs, and be interesting to see how Bedford does.
Well, it's nice to see the defense putting some points on the board, and 3 times in that second half they picked it off and brought it into the end zone for some points.
Yeah, the Bedford defense was key. 2 touchdowns, like you said, took it to the house, the Beach Street end zone here at Gill, and blew the game wide open on defense. And it's good to be good on defense when you're playing for championships.
It's good to be good on defense. Bedford finishes up a perfect season, 9-0. They're going on to the playoffs. Yet to be seen if they're going to play either Concord or Memorial. But I like the way this Bedford team is playing at the end, and their chances in the playoff looks phenomenal.
Sure, you're shaping up. You know, you got a potential Bedford Memorial game, which Memorial will be first time in the playoffs since 2003, or another rematch of Bedford-Concord from earlier in the year, which was overtime. I know Bedford blew out Memorial early in the year. But either way, it's playoff time, and everybody goes in 0-0.
0-0. We're looking at 0-0 coming up, and we're looking forward to it. Bedford's going to host a game at Bulldogs Stadium in Bedford next weekend, so we're going to be there. Castle Hill Media will be there, and we want to thank Mike Currier and Castle Hill Media Sports for streaming this thing live. We will have it out on the net with all the interviews in a few days, but Mike Currier with Castle Hill Media, recruiting videos, always does a great job, puts a good product on the field. And I want to thank Coach John Trisciani for joining me tonight at historic Gill Stadium, and Bill Jennings for all the stats he did during the game. Bill did a fabulous job. Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
We'll do it again. Mike Robinson signing off at Gill Stadium for John Trisciani and Castle Hill Media from Gill Stadium. Final score, 34-14, Bedford over Central.